And we're back. What's up, nerds?
Hey, what's up, J-Wack?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing tonight?
Good. I'm
Gucci,
just,
man.
you made me put this tweet out, so now we're starting a show while I'm trying to tweet at the same time. So
I'm sure I'm gonna be pissed about how it's formatted.
probably.
Here,
Use
let me
emojis,
retweet that.
Garrett. Use line breaks. Come on, bro.
Oh, here it is. I'm gonna
It's
retweet
against
it.
my religion,
I
bro.
text them every time.
There it is.
So how's it
He's
going
like,
tonight, boys?
you got another freaking typo again, Price.
I know I do. Like, dude, you got a typo again on the tweet. You freaking double check your 140 characters.
Are you guys big on like everything has to be grammatically correct when you tweet or no?
Not grammatically, but
Jared's big on everything with the tweet has to be perfect.
Oh wow, okay.
has to be easy to read, man.
Pristine.
You guys drinking anything? I got
10 out of
Woodford over
10.
here.
An elite prospect version of a tweet.
Oh,
Hey, bro.
well, talk about elite though. I mean, it was pretty cool. Last episode we had Wallman on, and
That was pretty dope.
I'm grateful he came on, and so tonight we'll have we're gonna go a little bit deeper. So just we wanted to cover. We were talking about what we wanted to do for this episode, and I think it kind of came to wanted to cover a guy we like before the NFL draft, just so you guys have an idea of people that you need to keep your eye out on. I mean, in terms of, let's say your draft is Sunday, some are Sunday, some are Monday, and we're not going to record till next Wednesday. So, we want to give you a couple more names. I have Van Jefferson's my guy. Who's your guy, Garrett?
I ended up going super deep, and J-Wack did as well. I ended up going with Reggie Corbin, so I'm not even 100% sold he's going to be drafted. So I went real deep, but I do like some things, and I'll explain why.
You're saying you're better than me then? Is that why?
I mean, you said it, not me.
And then who did you have, J-Wack?
I got Xavier Jones from SMU, running back.
Now, was it Xavier or Xavier?
Whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
I'm asking. It's a question.
I don't, Xavier, however you say it. Depends where you're from, I guess.
He's like a little like Reggie Bush light, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude's got shiftiness. He doesn't really have top end speed, but we'll get into him here in a little bit and why I have him like right at the end of my top 10 running backs. I'm not even sure he'll get drafted. I think he'll be in like 6th, 7th round, and I don't like to put those kind of guys up there, but I think the skill set's there. And I like putting little sleeper guys here. Like I did that with Preston Williams last year, and it turned out to be a hit. So this is another guy that I think translates well.
Dude, I was a huge Preston Williams guy. We didn't even know each other then, but man,
I
know. He's my wide receiver 5, I think.
Yeah.
You were like super high. Look at you.
Yeah, I was really high on him. So yeah, let's get into who we're going to cover first, J-Wack.
We got Van Jefferson, your guy here.
Let's go, choo choo.
Versus LSU.
I should check and see where I have him ranked. So that'll
You got anybody here? I don't even see anybody in the chat room tonight. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got about 30 some people on here right now.
Whew. Man, people are like, look, it's the NFL draft tomorrow.
I know, dude.
You guys told me everything I need to know. I'd much rather watch the Jordan documentary. I get it.
Dude, that's a good documentary.
Dude, I have it taped. I still haven't watched it yet. Now everybody's flooding in.
What is your deal? Oh, here's everybody.
Yeah, they're all flooding
we
in.
got
They all feel
Weagle.
guilty.
What's up, Weagle? We got what's up, Phil? What's up, Rich? What's up, Facebook user? That's what it says.
Unidentified
Yeah.
or undefined. Ooh.
Yeah.
So I just checked my rankings. Okay, I have Van Jefferson as my wide receiver 8, and so that's how high I'm on him. I really like him. Let's get into it.
You both are high on him, right? Garrett, you're pretty high on him too, right?
Yeah, he ended up coming in at 10 for me, so I'm in the same ballpark.
Cool. What's up, Tommy?
Where do you
What's
have
up,
him, J-Wack?
Andy?
What's up?
He's outside of my top 10. I have him around like 30, I think, in my overall top 48 super flex ranks. So.
Okay. So I picked this game. This is going to be fun because one, the best corners likely he saw all year, but he has a quiet first half. I don't know that they target him in the first half, and then it really heats up in the second half. So I'm pretty pumped about it. But the one thing that I like about him, you can see initially, is just his footwork. He's a little technician,
Is it Matt the one? Is he the one that uses the terminology, tells a story with his routes? Is it him that does that?
That's me.
That's you?
Yeah.
No, you didn't originate that. I
Well,
don't believe you.
I mean, who originated that? I say it all the time. Well, or you can say that, yeah,
What's
they
up,
tell
Sean?
a story, or they're an actor. You know what I mean? And they have
Yeah.
to sell a different role.
Hey
But
guys,
yeah.
this is our 11th episode, official episode. I know we
I was
had
gonna say,
a couple
we had a
more
couple
before that.
unofficial ones. But
Yeah,
Wow.
I love it.
Can't
We're
wait to-
keeping the band together.
We are.
got a good get off here, like his burst
Mm-hmm.
off the line.
Yep. And that's why people talk about his athletic traits. I mean, right there, that to me, that's pretty good burst.
He has a dad who coaches in the NFL, right?
And he played as well, right?
Yeah, Sean Jefferson. Yep,
Yeah.
played with the Chargers, went to the Super Bowl, lost. Natron
Sure, it wasn't the
Means.
Rams. That he.
And you always like to
You
hear
guys
that.
weren't even born yet.
You always
probably.
like to hear that kind of stuff with prospects, like because you know
For sure.
that they grew up
Can you
around
go back
it.
to that play?
Yeah,
Like right here, you watch he attacks outside and watch that corner open up, and it beats him inside, and it just gives him a slant here. I just love this. Opens up, attacks the frame,
yeah. Punch
Boom.
outside.
and if would it be a huge gain? No, but he would have probably got the first down or at least a catch.
I haven't said this yet anywhere, but I've been thinking this for a while, and so I'm going to put it out there and see how you guys all feel about
Look
it.
at that.
But is a fair comp? Like, I'm not saying he'll end up with this amount of production, but I see a lot of Stephon Diggs in his game.
Ooh, okay.
I like that comp.
Like
His
savvy
feet.
route runner,
Yeah.
not necessarily like crazy athletic, but physical enough. Like I don't know, I like it.
Okay.
My comps that I had for him, and you can probably keep going a little bit more, J-Wack.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate the congrats.
What do we got?
He said congrats too, Jay, on the
Yeah,
baby.
man. The baby. How is the baby?
Baby's good. She's been sleeping really well lately, which is nice.
How's mom?
She's feeling better. She's not as sore anymore.
Okay.
Those first couple of weeks are tough, man.
Yeah.
More sleep. then,
Sorry, I
I'm
didn't
assuming,
mean to
for you?
interrupt you guys.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's important.
We haven't started feeding the bottle yet, so that's where I can help out as far as
exactly.
feeding goes.
Your time to shine. And
Yeah.
I think you can kind of keep going a little bit more because the second half's when he gets all the targets. So
Okay.
Yeah, and
More
tonight
than-
we'll be a little bit more relaxed. We just kind of wanted to highlight some of these names. We'll be probably touching on the draft later. So we'll still do our stuff, but it is going to be a little bit more laid back tonight than.
I do have a
another night.
question here from Josh. He says, "Hey guys, what's the concern level on the Jones fracture for Van? Not great to see players tied to Robert Anderson pre-draft."
right, I didn't think that it was a big deal for him from what I've read, because I think you have different levels of that fracture as well. But from what I've read, it's not going to be a huge deal for him.
Yeah. And Weagle says he loves hearing us break down the wide receivers because running backs are a little easier for him. So he likes to know what to look for.
Yeah. So my comp, Garrett, I don't mind Diggs at all. That makes sense to me, just because of how he moves. I have him between, in terms of just stylistic, a Mohamed Sanu to a Keenan Allen.
Okay.
I like the way he navigates here to get off the line. And
Yep.
I could definitely see Keenan Allen as well.
Yep. He goes inside then back outside.
yeah, and it's real fluid too. Like, let's see if I can get it. Just weaves in and out.
He's so smooth.
There were a couple guys that I was watching for our podcast episodes, and we've been digging into the wide receiver position. And one of the things that I've seen, for as much as I love this wide receiver class, one of the things that I started to see more and more, especially with some of the later round guys, is how easily some of these guys would get knocked off their routes. And that really started to get at me as I was watching some of these guys, just the lack of physicality. They might be physical at the catch point, but in their routes, they're just real soft. I like to see a guy that'll own his route.
Mm-hmm. And you'll see in the second half here, the quarterback finally trusts him and starts going to him. But there's a route earlier here, Jared was going over a couple of times. He lost the route. That doesn't happen real often with him, which is what I like.
And
You're not gonna be perfect every time, but like right there,
Yeah.
you can tell he smoked him here, but he didn't get
Yeah,
the
he did.
target.
And that's
Goes inside and then
that
back
was the
out.
problem at Florida, like getting the ball.
Well, the quarterback that's in here is just a running quarterback. He's not gonna
Yeah.
throw much.
Right.
And Trask wasn't great. I know a lot of people like him for Devy this coming year, but
I don't see it.
Felipe Franks wasn't doing him any favors.
No. This is that touchdown we saw last week, remember? With P-Ryan?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah. That was the one where you're like, who is he throwing it to?
I love the way he swims over the defender here to kind of
and
give himself more separation.
It takes a smart receiver to know when the hips are turned. That's when I'm going to come back on that. See, here he gets a target. Yeah, he gets one here, and he doesn't win it, but that's on him. I think he got pushed a little bit to the sideline here, but that's a good defense. It's not a real great ball. It's underthrown.
Was that Stingley on him? Who's that?
And
I don't know who that
Can't
is.
tell.
I don't think he's really a go up and get it type of receiver.
Nope. He's more possession based, I think.
Yeah, more route running based.
But he threw it right behind the DB. Like, throw it short into the sideline or throw it higher. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's kind of a tough ball for him to do much with. But right there, I think he wanted the post on that one right here. Got inside, you know. He gets where he needs to go all the time, I feel like.
Yeah. Definitely.
And there's some sexy routes here in the second half that I like. Ooh, yeah. Sean said that end zone route is the Edelman special. Exactly. Yep.
Mims will get offensive pass interference to get people off of him. So will Michael Pittman.
Yes. Yeah, they need to be more subtle with how far they extend that arm. I like how Mims stacks his defender. It's just nice when he gets above him and just, yep. Wide receiver 3 for me.
I graded him out as wide receiver 2, but I put Judy at 2 for my ranks.
He does a really good job at dropping his hips and his routes, and I think that's how he changes direction so quickly at those junction points. And that's where you really see a lot of that separation. Because my guess is if he would have tested, what are we thinking? Right around a 4.5?
Probably.
You know, probably in that ballpark. I don't think he would have tested as an elite athlete. I think some of the concerns are a little overblown, but
I mean, so this is here you see out, gets the hips turned back in, and the only reason the corner's on him, if you go back here, watch the corner hold his jersey there.
Yep, he grabs that towel
and there. It also has way more separation.
I mean, great all around play, great route, great hands,
catches. Yep, contact. Yeah, and then you start seeing these plays and you're like, wow, this is his ability level and no one's talking about him.
Against probably the best secondary in college football.
And then you get 2 of these right here. Body control.
Great adjustment to the ball. He saw
corner.
that was underthrown early.
I think it's a back shoulder fade, but
it was way back shoulder.
Yeah. And no, this isn't a replay. There's 2 of these in a row. So, or was this?
That was the exact same play.
Was this the first one or second one, Jared?
This is the second.
Yeah, because there's 2 of them. They did it back to back in this drive.
About time.
Oh, feed him.
You said this is for Stingley, right?
Yeah, 24 Stingley, I think.
Who's an NFL corner for sure?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what you want to see him do.
That's not even a question. He's a freshman right now.
I was gonna say you could argue as a freshman he was the best corner in the country
for sure.
Easily top 5.
He's gonna be in the Heisman talk.
I hope a defensive player
right here
at some point. Nice slant.
Yeah.
Outside, opens hips, comes inside.
Yeah.
Easy pitch and catch.
Presses that outside shoulder.
So good. And that's the thing is, like, I talk all the time about attacking a corner's technique. This is attacking his outside technique to make him open. That's exactly what you need to do.
Where do you think he gets taken this coming weekend?
Well, the injury concern that they brought up, I think, is a big question mark. I think he's a
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I think he's gonna be round 3.
Yeah.
I would love to see him go round 3. I'm worried, his age is a little bit of a concern as well. He's about to be 24 years old. So he's a little bit of an older prospect, but if he gets round 3, I think he will get on a lot more people's radar. I actually kind of hope he'll go round 4 because I think he'll stay a little more low key then, and I'll get him in a lot more leagues.
I mean, like, people got all gaga. Go ahead, Jared. Sorry.
We just have a few questions coming in now.
Yeah, we're good.
Can KJ Hill be the next Ohio State receiver slept on?
Not to the level that some of the recent ones that Michael Thomas, Terry McLaurin. Like, I think he is a fine player. I think he is a pretty decent route runner. But he's not fast.
Yeah, he lacks that athletic profile that a lot of those other guys had.
Right. He's got a little bit of the quickness to him, but I think and I'm a Buckeye fan, and I still had him ranked as my 16th receiver.
Yeah.
17th receiver, something like that. So, you're looking at probably round 4-3 of your rookie drafts, and probably NFL draft. We're talking about like round 5 or so.
Yeah.
What's interesting? Sorry, Jared. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying, yeah.
That's great insight.
Thank you.
What's interesting, I think, about him and Victor and Mac when they came in together, I liked Austin Mack the most, and it's just, you never know with Devy receivers and guys coming in, like who's actually going to develop and do something, who's not. Like people talk about like Duvernay. Like I love Duvernay.
Someone just asked about Duvernay in the chat.
Yeah. How about that? So I love Duvernay coming out, and then I don't think he developed enough for me to like him a ton, where some people like him right now, and that's, we just don't know how the development's going to happen with Jefferson here. What's interesting is Jefferson started at Ole Miss, but got buried. You look, they had, when he's there, AJ Brown was there, DK Metcalf was there, Dawson Knox was there.
Even DeMarcus Lodge was not a bad receiver.
Lodge, yep, exactly. It's like, well, he got buried, and he still produced. He still had 400 or 500 yards with those guys there, And so he transferred away, and then he went to another bad quarterback situation here, and still did okay. But
that's why we look for the traits like we are now.
Yep, that's why I think he got lost a little bit. And oh man, Antonio Gibson. I don't know if I'm gonna.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson definitely has some flashes. I think he's a little stiff for me. I think he's better running back than he is wide receiver. Runs pretty upright though, but he definitely has some. He has some tools there that could pan out. So I think he's a good flyer to take.
My issue with, and again, I put this all over Twitter, and some people like it, some people don't. Is
I forgot. Yeah, you go ahead on here.
I'm just not chasing that, because to be a good running back, in my opinion, you need to be a finished product. And I can't remember a guy coming in with 33 carries that's done it. Or, last year at Memphis, he was 4th on the team for running backs in carries. And, I understand the athleticism and the size and the flashes. Now, again, there was some really bad defense and tackling that happened in those 11 yards per carry we want to talk about, which I don't think you can even talk about that as a stat that's worth anything on 33 carries. Yeah. But he has to progress so much as a runner, because he's raw right now against better competition, size, speed, scheme, everything. The chance that he hits, and he's an RB2 even, we'll just say there, is so low for me that people are overdrafting him. I'll take Anthony McFarland over him all day, because McFarland has better traits and has learned how to be a running back a lot more than Gibson has. I think people are gambling way too much. How many of these guys, D'Anthony Thomas, Patterson, etc., guys that Percy Harvin haven't really learned a position. I know Harvin is going to get some love here, but Harvin really only had wide receiver screens for 1 year in Minnesota. They was really good fantasy relevant. Other than that, he didn't really hit. And we keep drafting these athletes, and it's a bigger risk than people want to talk about.
Yeah, and it's all about making your bets in the rookie drafts. Who's likely to hit. So it is tough to bet on a guy like that.
I will say this. I think I like him a little bit more than you guys do. But it's going to be very landing spot, scheme, opportunity dependent. If the rumors are true and he ends up being this, early 3rd round pick, well, yeah, then we got to see they're obviously, they got something in the works, because he was not that talented of a receiver. So there's something going on there that they want to utilize him as a running back. But Nick, I do absolutely agree. I think, when we're talking about, people having him already as their, RB 5 and 6, and, they're taking him at the end of the 1st round, beginning of the 2nd round. There's so many good prospects that to gamble on a guy like him right now. I think the earliest I'd feel comfortable taking him is like the last pick of the 2nd, 1st pick of the 3rd, in that range. and that could improve a little bit with landing spot and whatnot. But
and see, I agree with you there. Like I'm not disagreeing with late second after pick 20 to mid third. Sure, go ahead, go crazy.
Yeah.
That's different gamble than saying he's your RB7 and he should be an early second. Like that's just too big of a gamble.
Ooh.
Here's another one. Look at this sexy route. Open hips, wide open.
On Stingley
touchdown.
again, who people are saying is the best cornerback prospect in a while.
His change of direction is just so fluid.
I mean, he gets hurt here. He gets hit pretty hard here on this.
Yeah, great
He
catch
holds on
again,
to it.
though.
And that's 2 touchdowns on the best corner in college football, potentially.
Yep. I like it so far, Nick.
So a couple of things they talked about his injury history, broken foot. That's what held him out of the combine. I think they found out he had the foot injury at the combine.
At the combine, he was originally going to test. Yeah.
So that's what has me less worried is that he didn't even know. He thought he was fine. And so I think that's less of an issue versus, it's an. Oh, I like this next route here. Let's go to the next play here. Watch him wait here. And then he goes off. That's by design. That's a timing thing. To me, that's just such good awareness that he knows to be patient.
Giving them time to clear out.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fifth-year senior, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep, because he had to have the 1 year wait.
Does the age bother you guys at all?
Not for me.
No.
No, I don't really worry too much. I mean, we're talking about wide receivers, especially 7-8 years still of legitimate good potential production. I don't worry about receivers' age until they're 31, 32. So yeah, and that's an eternity in Dynasty. So
yeah, he missed this one, and I can't determine if he was worried he was going to get hit or if that's just too high or he dropped it.
I'm not
it's a little
drafting him
blurry.
anymore.
It's obviously blurry, but he looks pretty extended there. It wasn't like he alligator armed it.
He fell down my board 4 spots after that.
Oh, geez. You fell down my board.
I'm just kidding.
AJ, I'll give you a little shout out here. He says he bought my publication. Great work. I appreciate that, man. I was interested why Ruggs is so low.
He needs to make that catch, though.
Me and Garrett had this on our YouTube for the Dynasty Nerds 2 nights ago. To me, I think me and Garrett are on the same page here. I think we both think that Ruggs is a fast player and can help an offense. But in terms of fantasy, I think he's a limited route runner, limited after the catch if it's not in a straight line.
Yeah.
He's a limited catch radius. I don't think he's as tough. I just don't see him as a huge fantasy asset. Garrett, what do you think?
No, we're in the same boat. Yeah, if you want to see our full thoughts on it, go to the video we just dropped on the Nerds page today.
Entertaining.
It's definitely an entertaining show. Between Nick and I ended up teaming up a lot, and Matt and Rich ended up teaming up a lot. But dude was a punt returner, and with that type of speed, never returned one back. Like that's got to tell you a little bit of something. And then it's the Alabama offense with all of these other receivers.
I love his pace.
Look at that route. So he hesitates off the line.
Yeah, shut up, Garrett.
Yes, shut up.
I mean, look at that. Presses up, comes back to the quarterback too. I mean, it didn't matter who the corner was. Either one.
I love it. See, with Ruggs for me is I'm going
back up now?
to chime in here a second with Ruggs because I do like him. I'm not as high as Rich because I think he has elite skills that people can work with, and he is a very fluid athlete. I think more fluid than you guys think. At least I think he is more than you think. And he's definitely a guy that it's probably going to need at least a year before he's at least maybe even 2 years before he's fantasy relevant. So I wouldn't take him like early first. I'm sorry, Nick. You said back up.
No, no, this one here, I think. As DJ Khaled would say, oh, this is the first one. But then as DJ Khaled would say another one as he goes back here. Oh, it's the next play, I think. Another comeback.
Dude.
Boom.
Just watch his like subtle.
His quick
right there.
feet,
No, like
he
does like a slight hesitation at like the 35.
Mm-hmm.
He like looks back real quick.
Yep. Right
It's
here.
so advanced.
Yep.
I think it's like right here. He like looks back.
Well, and one of the things that I appreciate is his feet on the line he's not just chopping. Like I saw that a lot out of N'Keal Harry and my buddy Jay Jaw. They would do that sometimes where they would just they're more chopping their feet at the line of scrimmage. Just go. His movements are purposeful. It's to take a step outside, take a step inside to get the DB just to turn enough to then be able to do what he wants to with his route. And so, all those things at the line are purposeful, not just to, chop his feet.
100%, Garrett.
Oh, I feel bad for his knee on that sack. No,
Oh,
I'm with
he
you.
got crushed.
He has a plan.
Yep.
And not all. And to me, that's the next level. That's what Antonio Gibson and Akers and Ruggs. I don't think those guys have that. I didn't see it in Harry last year either.
A lot of questions pouring in here. Maybe after this Jefferson tape, we'll take a second and answer some of these.
That's what I get for saying nobody was in the chat.
I love it. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Stuck up, Garrett.
Oh, here it is.
Sorry, I'm drinking Woodford. It makes me mean.
No, I like Woodford. Yeah, he's just decoying. Yep. Another decoy. Yeah, game's over.
The thing is that even those aren't lazy decoys. Like you'll see other guys that are just kind of lazy with their, he's still selling it.
Okay, so let's get to some of these questions here.
Hey, the most important one's by Weagle here at the end.
Well, Weagle had another question. Just curious, why does KJ Hamler only have one game available in the film room? I liked what I saw of him, but seeing more film would be great. Just FYI, we didn't only put one film of KJ Hamler on purpose. It's only it's what's available to our guys that do a lot of the cut-ups, as far as what's available on YouTube in order to break down and stuff like that. And if it's even worth it, KJ Hamler had some games where it just wasn't worth making a full cut-up of him and stuff. So we do our best.
J Mike check, good guy. Give him a little shout out.
J Mike.
Oh, he's my dude.
We got to get him on here.
We do.
Yeah,
he needs to come on. Yeah, he needs to come on for sure.
Um,
and even next year, the nice part is this is just the first year of the film room. And we didn't even we kind of got a little bit of a late start on it.
Yeah.
So, we weren't really even cutting until towards the end of the season. I don't think we really even
Next year
got moving until
so
October.
Much better.
Yeah, because
we have our
everybody that went back,
and
we got a lot of those. So you'll have tape from the year before, and then we'll be able to get a lot of these, and we have more avenues next year to be able to get more tape as well. So it should be even better than it was this past year.
How about this one here, Jacob Alley? I haven't been seeing much buzz around Peoples Jones or Gandy Golden. Thoughts? What do you guys have on him?
I'm sorry, what?
For me, I am not a big Donovan Peoples Jones fan. It'll be really interesting to see where he gets taken. Obviously, he was the top wide receiver in his class coming out. But watching his tape, most of that explosive athlete that we saw at the combine did not show up on tape. Kind of looked lost at times in that Michigan offense. So it'll really be interesting to see where he gets drafted. If he gets to that second round draft capital, people are going to be excited about him. I'll probably stay far away. If he gets a little bit of later round draft capital and he ends up slipping into the third and fourth rounds of rookie drafts, I might be more interested just because of the raw upside. But as far as what I saw on tape, I was very underwhelmed. AGG, I am a very big fan of. I think he came in at wide receiver 11, so just a spot behind Van Jefferson, who we just watched. Watched a lot of Liberty games. I have a lot of friends down there. I almost went to school there. I think he's a underrated route runner, underrated athlete, very strong for the position.
Very
got
physical.
the good frame. I think he could end up in a similar path as another small school guy with a similar build, and Kenny Galladay.
I like it. I think he's a little quicker than Alshon Jeffrey.
You stop that face, Nick. You stop that face.
Ooh, man,
Stop it.
AGG's quicker than people give him credit for. I like his feet.
Absolutely is.
I think he's
stiff,
going to go second day.
I think he's stiff. I think that small defenders can get into his frame more than they should.
He's a hell of an athlete, too.
He's like my wide receiver 20, so I guess we'll just disagree there.
He's my wide receiver 10, so.
Wow.
Can't wait.
There you go. Can't wait.
Now, do you have him or Van Jefferson higher now?
I have AGG higher than Van Jefferson.
You've been drinking too much Woodford. All right.
I have Van Jefferson one
Van
spot
Jefferson's a little weak, but I liked his. I mean, I liked Van Jefferson.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just messing with you. Who else we got here?
Let's get into the next guy here.
Sure.
We got Xavier Jones. This is my pick. A guy that didn't get an invite to any of the All-Star games after the season. Didn't get an invite to the Combine, but is a fifth-year senior from SMU. He's 2 touchdowns shy of Eric Dickerson's all-time rushing touchdown record at SMU. So, I mean, he scores. I really love his vision, patience, and he makes people miss almost just as good as Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's not quite in that tier, but I have him just under him as far as elusiveness rating goes in this class. So,
you know what I like about everything you said, Jared? You said Eric Dickerson like you knew who he was. That just makes me feel good about it. You know, an old school guy.
Yeah, Rams.
Right, exactly.
He's no Don Beebe, but
no, he's no Don. He's earlier than Don Beebe. You guys are just getting better.
Yeah, but he was also one of the greatest running backs of all time.
He was.
Makes it a little easier to know about.
He was.
So
2,000-yard season.
We have all 22 here of this. So,
good.
Oh, there we go. Are they playing? Is this Eastern Michigan? Who is
it's
it?
East Carolina.
Eastern Carolina.
Yeah, didn't have a lot
Chris
to
Johnson.
choose from as far as tape goes, but
We'll take it.
Good.
he's
Inside zone.
5'11", I think, 210. He's got good
Can you go
size.
back?
Yeah.
I love all 22. This takes me back, probably you guys too, playing days and coaching days. So you pressed that hole, hesitated, saw the 37 was there, and then kept to that hole. I like that.
Yeah, got what he could.
Mm-hmm. Same thing again.
Yeah, he's not overly fast. Doesn't have elite speed by any means.
What's his size?
5'11", 210.
It's not bad.
5'10", 210.
Pretty good
like
size for how elusive he is.
Yeah, fifth-year senior. I think he got a medical red shirt his sophomore year. But just does a lot of things well that I like.
And he was a very productive back, if I remember, too.
Yeah, he had like 25 touchdowns last year. He was a semifinalist for Doak Walker.
And didn't even get any All-Star game invites,
no
Combine invite.
Tyler Johnson didn't get a Senior Bowl invite either.
He got a Shrine Bowl invite, but
declined it.
I
can't believe it's like the baffling, isn't it?
It's his everything that happened with him in 2019 has been weird.
It is. Ooh, here you go.
There you go.
Well, that was a good block on the outside to free him.
Yeah, he should hit that,
They cut that, yeah. But he turned the corner. Now, here's one thing that bothers me about running backs just in general. I would have loved for him to stay in bounds, at least make him push him out, or cut inside.
Mm-hmm.
There's no risk here, and you'll see it.
You're consistent with that every time.
Like, not the first guy, not this guy, the next one, like, cut right inside there.
I think his momentum was kind of taking him out.
Yeah, I agree.
How about this all 22, though? We need more of this.
Oh, this is nice.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
This is an RPO I don't even understand. You're faking running back, then throwing out to your split hand. Doesn't make those two don't correlate in terms of one guy that's your read. He's patient. I like that.
Yeah, lets his blocks develop here.
He should have bounced that to the right though.
Yeah,
there's a huge hole there.
That's a big cutback.
It's tough to.
When you're following the two pullers, but I agree with you.
Yeah, it's starting to sound like Nick.
He's shifty. He's shifty. He could have done it. Whoop, right there.
He got the first down though. It was like 2nd and 2 or something.
He did.
The feeling I'm already getting from him is he knows, kind of like you said, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he knows how quick he is, so he can be more patient than most runners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a little bit like P. Ryan, where he understands who he is, kind of like you just said, and will get north and south when he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand people that don't get upfield
David Montgomery.
when they should.
Gosh, I want them to get another running back so bad. You have no idea.
I see you campaigning for Fournette out there.
I know.
Get Fournette, draft anybody. I mean, I would take Akers over him. That's how bad it is.
Sloppy route here.
You really don't like him.
he's just never going to be the guy, and we're just wasting time.
What is that route? I hate that. Be sudden, everything you do. Well, they scored a touchdown. Still, I mean, just sink your hips, turn. He's like, he's probably tired.
Oh, yeah.
This is not him.
Spot route.
Can tell by his armbands.
That's big in practice. I'm sure you remember this, Jack. Like you could tell receivers by what they wore or if they got their feet taped.
Yeah, this dude's got like 3 sweatbands on one arm, sleeve on the other.
He's like Ray. Remember Ray said he had all those armbands?
Oh yeah, that's right, Ray. I gotta see some Ray tape. He said he was a hitter.
That would be great. What if we got some and broke it down?
We gotta get some of my tape on here too. You guys can break the shit out of me.
Well, we talked about my high school offense. After the draft, we could do that. We could have
I'd love
tape
to do that.
of draft Twitter. It'd be fun.
I'll have to see if I can find. I don't have much college tape, but we could find some of my high school tape. I'm sure.
Ooh, this is nice.
You'll get to watch me be Peyton Hillis.
Choo choo. There you go. This would be a good one. I always like this is the angle you want the end zone one.
Mm-hmm.
He's patient and then bounces. Gets through there.
Good little stiff arm.
Just wish he was faster.
We broke a tackle in the backfield there.
Yep.
What's his 40 time, do you think?
Probably like 4.6. I tried to Google some stuff and I saw some random things about 4.6-ish.
But I mean, in the end, you talked about Ruggs and how athletic he is. I mean, you can see it based on his testing, but to me, a lot of it's how you use your athleticism on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that Ruggs uses all of it all the time, but Arian Foster used 100% of his athleticism, and balance. So, I think that's.
Yeah, I think if you don't know someone's 40 time, but you need to know just by watching the tape, you can ask Nick or I. Don't ask Garrett.
Yeah, hey, there you go.
How's that even true? How's that even true?
Because the competition we did for the combine.
Yeah, I didn't lose that.
I won, and Nick was second.
You got first, I got second. Well, I won running backs, and you won wide receivers. Is that right? And I got second wide receivers. You got second running backs.
Yeah, I don't know. I won like the
all I know
thing.
is y'all were way off on Denzel Mims. I remember that one. Everybody was like 4.5, 4.6. I was like, what the heck? This dude's like a 4.4 guy. And then I even ended up being too low, like a 4.46 or something.
Listen,
one guy he was right on.
Hey, you can hang on the one that you're right on.
I can pick out specifics. All
right. All right. But me and Jared were more accurate.
Yeah. But now just
Dennis is Van Jefferson at 14. Bump him up, Dennis.
Where's Dennis? What's up, Dennis?
Good guy.
I'm seeing a few shades of Singletary in here.
Dennis isn't a good guy. He's a dick. He knows. I'm kidding. Him and I are sarcastic as hell with each other.
You know the thing. I struggle. Singletary was just so efficient, and it's such a great feel. It's tough for me to comp anybody to him because it's like Jerry Rice, like the most efficient guy with his movement. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's a weird comp, Nick. That's a weird comp.
What?
I get what you're trying to say, but you should never say Devin Singletary and Jerry Rice in the same sentence.
Well, I'm thinking under athletic guy that's so efficient with their traits, man.
He's not that efficient, bro.
Singletary?
Jerry Rice level efficiency? Come on.
Well, I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
It's to put it in perspective.
Okay. Let's go down a little.
What do you want me to say? Keenan Allen?
Yes, that would be much better.
But it didn't have as much flair.
Clearly.
You're right. I'm wrong.
That is something I don't know that I've ever heard you say. Look at that.
Well, Dennis, here it is. When did Rice play for the Rams? Henry Allard, Dennis. How about I haven't comped any receivers to Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch.
There you go.
Ram great right there at wide receiver.
There you go. Now, I don't know how much pass catching he did, but when I watched, I don't know how much pass catching he did in this game, but he actually looked pretty good catching the ball away from his body in some of the other games that I watched.
I I thought so too. Capable pass catcher.
So
Absolutely.
So what do you guys think his upside is?
The hard part is this, and the next guy we're about to cover, is they're going to have to do everything perfectly and right just to get an opportunity. Because chances are, I mean, we're guessing absolute best case scenario, 5th round, if everything goes peachy, and if things don't, he could be undrafted. So I mean, that's what we're looking at here. So it's tough because even traditionally, I like to take more chances on receivers later than I do running backs later. But I'll make exceptions for guys that I like, guys that I think, because you do see it every once in a while. You'll see the Arian Fosters, you'll see the Phillip Lindsays, you'll see it can happen. It's a lot tougher.
How do you guys have any thoughts on James Proch from SMU?
Is it Proch or Prochet?
Proch, whatever. I don't know.
Well, I keep getting corrected that it's Proch, but I always heard the announcer say Prochet, so I'm confused on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really get a chance to do a full eval on him, actually, but I know
No, I didn't either.
A guy I trust, Kyle Yates with Fantasy Pros, really likes him.
I did some stuff. I did some stuff for the Nerds Pod on him, and he's a good player, not an elite athlete per se, but he's pretty good at the catch point, better at contested catches than you would think for a guy that's not, this 6'2", 6'3" guy. He's got pretty good hands as well. So he'll my guess is he'll probably be more of a slot guy at the next level. Probably you're looking at 4th, 5th, day 3 type guy.
Yeah.
I think one thing that is super productive is go back in your leagues, in your rookie drafts 4 or 5 years. Look at all the picks. And then look at how many guys didn't do anything
so
that
many
you liked or they didn't hit. And it really puts into perspective of how much we overvalue these guys.
Yep.
Around draft time. And, trading guys for vets, it's not picks for vets isn't like the sexy thing per se, but it's probably going to get you better results. So it's just something to think on. And I like rookies, but man, you can go down the line of so many guys that, I thought man, they could do something. They just haven't done anything.
Yeah.
And it changes so quick, we're talking late round pick for running back. It wasn't just 1 year ago that, and I wasn't high on him, but people liked Rodney Anderson and Trevion Williams, and here they are 6th, 7th round picks, and
I was not a Trevion fan at all.
No, I wasn't a fan of either, but
I wasn't either.
But here I really liked Brett Rippon and Tyree Jackson. Neither of them got drafted, and
I hated Tyree Jackson.
You liked him?
No, I hated Tyree Jackson.
Him. Really?
Yeah, I thought his mechanics were terrible and his feet were bad.
He's inconsistent, but he had some of the best throws in the class.
Yeah, so does Herbert in this class. Same deal.
No,
feet are inconsistent.
It is, but you can work with what's interesting about him is here we're going to Tyree Jackson tirade, but he was a running quarterback the first 1.5 to 2 years of his career at Buffalo, and then the last 1.5 to 2 years he became a thrower and didn't run hardly at all. He had, I can't remember how many games of over 50 yards rushing. It was 10 out of
James Prochet.
18. And then his last 2 years, it was 3. He revamped his game, which I kind of respected, but yeah, he's inconsistent, but for a backup guy, that's what you want. You want a guy you can just work on the raw tools.
Yeah, I just don't like drafting them for fantasy at all.
No.
Great catch here by that Prochet guy. Prochet.
Blake Dodds asks, "What's up, guys? Love the content. Appreciate that. Any Lynn Bowden love? His tape is, and he had 2 different emojis of fire. I'll let you guys start that one off if you want."
I get why people like Lynn Bowden. I see what could be there. When I watched, I didn't think he was as crazy of an athlete as kind of was hyped. I think he has good vision in the open field. I think his hands are pretty good, but overall, I'm worried that there's not enough there for him to really be that like day 2 type wide receiver. And so at that point, he's really kind of just a flyer along with all of these other guys. So I'm not crazy high on him, but I understand why people like him.
Before I get to my take on him, I mean, he hits pretty smooth hands there, Jared, on that one of those last plays.
Yeah, I was trying to show that.
Mm-hmm.
That's something
it was confident. There was no,
Mm-hmm.
it was smooth transition from receiver to runner. I like that. So
And got what he could.
yeah, I'm not a Lynn Bowden fan at all. I think he's a raw route runner. I know he had to play quarterback this year, but back when you would see his route running, I thought it was raw. I think he's not as good an athlete as people want to think he is. I understand running, as a quarterback in a straight line, but in terms of a receiver athleticism, I just didn't see it. I don't see him, putting a lot of effort in his routes either. I just, there's a lot, again, just like Gibson, just like Akers, you can gamble on him. I get the gamble, but it has to be a gamble that is a good value to gamble at. And right now I don't see it. I think people have him hyped up higher than he's worth right now.
It's a pretty good pickup there by Jones.
Yeah. Not a lot of sexy plays in this one.
No. But you can see the traits though, and that's the important part.
Yeah. A lot of the games that I evaluated him on, I had in my DVR for YouTube TV, and I can't really you can only skip by 15 seconds on those, so they're not as good to do this type of thing with. So
You just invited us over, man,
Hey, anytime.
Get some Taco Bell.
Come out to Canton, get some Taco Bell.
Garrett gets excited. I haven't had Taco Bell
Dude,
in
I've
so
been
long.
eating too much fast food lately.
Well,
Yeah,
I heard this today, and I thought it was so. Ooh, look at the balance there. Wow, that was smooth.
Yeah, run that back. Good patience.
Yeah, and he
Little
pressed
bounce.
it inside to lure him in.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice run. That was a really nice run.
Let's get end zone shot, and then we'll talk about
Yeah, let's get the box.
Taco Bell. It's kind of a
Yeah,
poor
just-
effort by 30, but still.
Yeah, just kind of waits for it. Then
Look at 94 splitting that double, and they're just holding him.
he gives that punch step inside.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. He brings that safety up.
Yep, sells it.
Yeah.
Light on his feet.
Good run. See, he doesn't really have that speed, that second gear, third gear.
I mean, there he didn't need it. I think he knew he just coasted. What I was going to say is I heard today someone said
This isn't him.
the COVID-15 in terms of weight added.
Yep.
I haven't heard that yet, but I mean,
I
put on, I think 5.
I've put on at least 5.
Yep, me too, man.
I was doing great with my diet. I just need to cut the carbs back out. That's all it is. That's all it is for me, folks. In case you're wondering how I get fat. It all comes in my face too, dude. My face I get so like.
Oh, really?
My cheeks, yeah.
Man.
Oh, really? Okay.
Missed him there.
I just ran 3 miles today, so.
Well, it's tough because I can't see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we still just see this little
The little football with glasses. So I'm like going to kind of see you, and you're like a little small icon over here. So I can't see you. Man, you missed him.
It's already 11:20. Let's move on to the last guy. You picked a half-hour-long game.
I've been skipping. Let me get to my guy.
Ooh.
Yeah, see? What happens if we cut that off when you said? You don't get to see the vision.
Yeah, he's a 4.6 guy. I mean, it's not slow, but it's not fast. It's 1 gear.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like. That's a big cut back there.
Quick,
was a
he's
big
got good
cutback.
feet.
He does have good feet.
No, and Jared, I am with you. He ended up coming in like once I graded just the tape alone. We're taking out landing spot, we're taking out all of that stuff. It's just the tape. He graded as my 10th favorite in the class on tape alone. So, yeah, no, I'm with you. I share the Xavier Jones love.
With these guys, I suggest everybody that's watching dig into the tape yourselves and look into more than what we're showing you here. That's kind of the point of this show, is just to show you some guys that we think you need to take another look at before your drafts.
Even if it's just, especially with Xavier Jones and the guy we're going to cover next, Corbin, this is when you're in the 5th round, 6th round of your startup, and like, I don't even know half the names of these guys. These are names to just keep in the back of your mind as, dart throws. That was who Darius Slayton was for me last year. He was my main dart throw in all my leagues, and that ended up working out beautifully. So, we're not guaranteeing these will hit. If you can even hit 25% on your 5th round prospects, you're loving life. So, but they're just names to keep in the back of your mind.
Brandon over here says you can thank Ryan McDowell for hyping Bowden. He's a Kentucky fan. Come on, these guys are Ohio State fans. Browns fans.
If Bowden ever has a top 36 wide receiver finish, I'll pay someone $100.
If who?
Bowden.
Can you pay me $100?
I don't think you will.
If you're just
anybody
pay, like somebody $100.
I'm just not a big Bowden fan, even though he's from Cleveland or Youngstown. All right, let's move on to Corbin here.
You know who he kind of reminds me? He kind of reminds me of like a Pharaoh Cooper. Remember when Pharaoh Cooper was getting some love out of South Carolina?
Bet mid. All right, Scott.
Oh,
yeah, shut up, Nick. He just yelled at you. All right, here we go. Reggie Corbin. He did get a Shrine Bowl invite.
Be right back, guys. Go ahead, Garrett. Sorry. Be right back.
No, you're good. He did get a Shrine Bowl invite. Played pretty well in the Shrine Bowl. Did not get a combine invite though, so it was interesting that he got one but not the other. Had a really good 2018. Rushed for over 1,000 yards, 8.7 yards a carry, which is a really impressive number when rushing for over 1,000 yards. A much tougher season in 2019. Only rushed for 4.7 yards a carry. Illinois was a pretty bad football team. However, this was the one game.
Hold on. They were way better this year. They made the bowl. They made the bowl game for the first time in years.
But they weren't a good offense.
Okay. Well, you said Illinois. I'm just saying they beat Wisconsin. And this is the game. This is the highlight of the season
against Nick's beloved Badgers. We get to watch Reggie Corbin. I know you're not a Badgers fan, but you're from Wisconsin, so
that's fine. That's fair.
Paint
me however you want to paint me.
It felt right.
I'll play the part. Okay?
Who is your college team?
I only cheer for coaches that I've coached with, where they're at, and places that I've coached.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it gets to be quite a few.
Bounds from Warren Harding. That's right. Maurice Claret.
Oh, wow. Maurice Claret. How about that guy?
That's for another episode there, man.
Dude, we should break down his tape one day.
We should break down his monster. All right.
You know what we could do that. We could have like a fun, like a retro day.
Don Beebe Day. We'll call it Don Beebe Day.
Don Beebe.
That's what it'll be called. Don Beebe Day.
The Rams tape room.
Oh man, it'd be so much fun. Torrey Holt. He's at NC State.
The name of the game for Reggie Corbin is his speed and quickness. Not a very powerful runner at all, and only okay vision. But he is very quick and very fast. Good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Reminds me of like Tyreek Cohen a little bit.
I could see that a little bit. It's interesting because a lot of people like Darrington Evans. I would actually rather Corbin especially at the price, because you're going to pay 3 rounds later for what you would get for Evans. Mm-hmm. I don't get the love on Evans personally, but that's just me.
I don't either. But after 2 plays, I can see he has way better wiggle and cutting ability than Evans does.
I liked Corbin in our tape grades, Garrett. Not like overly in love, but let me pull him up.
Yeah, what's his size? Do you know?
What I'd have to go back and look.
I think he's 5'10", like 200.
Like 205 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So he's not tiny. He's not big in any way either, though.
He doesn't play big at all.
No, he's not a powerful runner.
Neither is AJ Dillon, so we're good.
He finished with a 58 for me.
Oh, you were mean to him.
Yeah, not as good as I thought.
Yeah, you need to go back. I think he had like a 65 or 66.
That's pretty high on him, Garrett. 58.
You were mean on a lot of the running backs, though.
I'm a hard grader.
Very quick, a lot of wiggle, and that's what you're going to see in his game is a lot of elusiveness. And so it's hard because this doesn't show up. This shows up as a negative 4-yard play, another negative 6-yard play, whatever it was, But he made a couple guys miss in the backfield, and I think he has decent hands, decent receiving ability. Not going to help you much in the pass pro game. So there's definitely some holes in his game, and that's why he's going to go so late. But with the right team, the right situation, I think he would be a great committee back.
I agree. J. Mike says showing the ability to make defenders miss in a phone booth is crucial for a guy Corbin's size. He does that incredibly well and frequently.
Yep. Couldn't agree more, J. Mike.
Dennis says he's 5'10", 200, but he's 2 years old. So
he's only 2 years old. He is an older prospect. He was a fifth-year senior.
He's advanced.
I'm guessing he's 24 or 23. But
it's Benjamin Button or something. Oh, man.
So funny.
Can't really do much here.
Nope.
Yeah, collapsing down.
But he is patient. That's the thing. Like, for a small guy, you can tell he wants to avoid contact and get outside, but he's patient with it, and he picks and chooses. I like that.
24. Does age bother you guys with running backs? Wow, I just had a voice crack.
Nope. I would just worry about the first contract. That's all I really care about.
I agree.
I mean, like,
this day and age, that's all I'm looking to get out of them.
I mean, with elite guys, sure. With these guys, no. What's the matter? I mean, like, if they're 24 or, they're 21. I mean,
it was a pretty good, I knocked him on his pass pro. That was actually a decent one there. Not much of a punch, but
I know. I think these guys shook hands before the game. We're like, hey man, if we meet, just take it easy.
We know those conversations.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't cut my knees.
Like, what was that? I'm sure that guy got an earful in the film room.
He was pretty soft.
What are you doing, playing patty cake?
Mm-hmm.
Coach sayings are the best. We need to do an episode of just coach sayings.
There's a guy that does clips on Twitter. They're hilarious. Just
Joey Molinar.
Good bounce.
Joey.
He did do that.
Yeah.
He's
Son,
great.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Coach, play that back. Go next play. Can't even look at you anymore. You better bring it this week in practice. It's so true.
I had one coach that every single thing, Jiminy Christmas, every single thing.
I was way more chill as a coach when I was a position guy.
To catch that.
Yeah, he's got to catch that.
Versus when I was a coordinator, it was different. A little switch went on.
Yep. The cool, fun coach versus giant a-hole.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have an edge if you're a coordinator. You're not going to get it done.
I mean, he just hasn't had any room to do anything.
No
yet.
room to run.
That's a great defense, though.
It is. But here we go.
It is some
You
room.
had to say it. You're not getting him.
Showing off some speed here. What did he run at the combine?
He didn't get invited.
Another snub.
Yep, he didn't. He got the Shrine Bowl invite, but not the combine invite.
Go back here.
Yeah, go from the beginning. And it's a pretty well blocked play. But he does break a couple arm tackles in there. And you see that.
They get to the second level, all the blockers.
Yep.
And he's small and he can hide.
Yeah, he just hits it.
Yep. Good acceleration, good speed, good quickness.
What would you put his 40 at, Garrett?
If I had
Don't
to guess,
ask him.
I would guess low 4.4s. So I'd probably say 4.42, 4.43 range. If I had to guess. That's the thing to me. He's Darrington Evans with more wiggle.
4.42. I put him at 4.5 though.
No, I think he's got a little more juice than that.
Okay. You could be wrong with Garrett.
Quicker than fast.
He is quicker than fast.
I mean,
his
I don't
quickness
think
is
I don't
his
think I
best
go
attribute.
low 4.4s. I think he's probably 4.45 to 4.48. But yeah,
Yeah,
At that
start
point,
coming up there.
somewhat
4.48.
negligible,
Starting to come towards me.
well,
I think this is why I had him graded so low. It's just when anybody gets
there's
a
almost
hand
no
on
power.
him, yeah, it's
No.
just like he's going
but
down.
that looks like Anthony McFarland against Temple. Remember that game? Oh, jeez. Got toasted at the goal line like 8 times.
He lost his
No
legs
brick
here
wall.
and just gets smashed.
He really did.
Yeah,
It looks worse than it is.
Yeah.
It's a good cutback though. See the hole?
See if I can
It
pause
was.
it when he's like,
Oh no! What am I gonna?
shit.
He's starting to get bent.
Number wins.
Weagle goes, but why does AJ Dillon play like this guy? Weagle, you just moved up my board, man. You just
did.
moved up my board.
Are we
Probably
sure
half
that's
a
not
round.
Travis May?
It could be. Hey, by the way, do you guys see the video of that we had for the Fantasy Authority? Because we're going to be on the draft show tomorrow.
Uh-uh.
Where it's like the full house.
I haven't seen you. You told me about it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Is it bad that I don't know what you're talking about?
I'll send it to you guys. Anyway, it's a full house, and then they had each of us do like a little clip, like doing something, and then whatever.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
They have Travis May, and you chose what you wanted to do. Travis May like throws a football and then like runs a route and then catches a football, But the way he throws it reminds me of that actor in that show. You know what I mean? I was like, and I kind of want to put him like,
Damn, Nick.
side by side.
Going in on him.
You know what I'm talking about? That TV show.
Any
I know it's
any
easy.
TV actor throwing a football always looks bad, so I
It's true.
assume it looks like he doesn't know how to
Unless
throw
you're
a
Michael
football.
B. Jordan, anything you do is perfect.
Right, exactly. But anyways, I know he's inside. I'm just messing with him, but it'd be funny to put him next to each other
It
and
would
just
be
get a rise
funny.
out of him. I like Travis. He's a good guy.
Yes, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's in the College to Canton League.
This is the end of the game, right? They're sealing that dub.
That dub. Watch out, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin messed up. They threw when they shouldn't have. It was dumb.
Xavier Jones rated higher for you, right, Garrett?
He did end up rating a little bit higher, yeah.
Okay.
I think Corbin came in at like 14.
Are there any sleepers you guys have in mind that we can talk about? I like Rico Dotto from South Carolina a lot. I think he graded out as really explosive as far as his scores at the combine. Historically, I know that with his broad jump and his vertical, I forget exactly what they were. He just had a real injury-plagued college career, and South Carolina is never where you want to go to play college football, in my opinion.
They just don't, they don't get a lot of their talent, just like
I
Tennessee
know
doesn't.
they don't develop them.
Nope.
Two receivers that I'm interested in for different reasons. One is Jeff Thomas out of Miami. I actually like Jeff Thomas's game overall. I think he's going to be a very late pick, partially because of him getting in some trouble off the field. But he's a very, very fast player, and he's a pretty good route runner. Could end up being a good late round flyer. Another guy that's not really being talked about, and I mentioned this on the Nerds Pod last night, and it could be one of those situations where, kind of like Mecole Hardman last year, where it wasn't really getting talked about, and then like all of a sudden he's like in the second round, and we're like, Mecole Hardman went in the second round? I don't think it'll be quite that high, but Quez Watkins out of Southern Mississippi is a guy that I could see end up going higher in the NFL draft than any of us actually expected him to go, where, all of a sudden in round 3, we're like, oh, Quez Watkins just went. Good speedster out of Southern Mississippi. So those are two guys that I'm just having my eye on. I haven't like super deep dig into them, but some of the traits that I saw I liked.
You like Watkins better than Mooney?
I'll be honest, I haven't watched a ton of Mooney.
Okay.
So
I graded both out. I liked Mooney better.
Did you? Okay. I'll have to watch him then.
He's got a little more he plays bigger than his size. I mean, like Watkins can just be just a speed guy, I feel like. He's got little stiff hips. tracks the ball well. But Mooney can add a little bit more to it. I think he's a little bit more like a Taylor Gabriel, you know?
Okay.
So, I mean, they're both like 4-3-ish guys, I think. So, I mean, you want to talk about, you know, he's one guy I think to think on. Another one, and this is, you know, complete dart throw, is Stephen Guidry, Mississippi State. You have a guy that's big. He's got wiggle. He's got some, you know, just some flexibility to his game that you don't really normally see out of a big guy. And at the combine, he ran, I think, like a 4.48, 4.47. So, you know, and he got invited despite not having a lot of tape, or, I mean, that wasn't a good offense there, Mississippi State, but he was a high JUCO recruit. He did okay there. You know, you got to throw some dart throws out there. I mean, you know, Tyree Cleveland's pretty athletic. Never really came together for him either.
Yeah.
know?
Just kind of a burner, right?
What about you, J-Wack?
I already kind of went over my guy. I was talking to Rich earlier. He really likes Devin Duvernay.
I like Duvernay too.
Yeah, I have him, I think, right before 30 in my ranks, like 28 or so. So I like him as well.
Why is Ruggs so high?
In what?
This nerd score.
Oh, that's
because I like him.
J-Wack.
And some of the other analysts like him.
What is there one guy that you are like completely avoiding? Like for me, I know the Colin Johnson's nerd score is mostly because of me. Like I'm
AJ
watching his
Dillon.
tape. I was not a fan at all of Colin Johnson.
AJ Dillon, I think, is going to be overdrafted for me. I think he's going to go early second in most drafts. I think Justin Jefferson's going to be overdrafted. Like, I like Justin Jefferson, but I think he's going to end up going like late first, and that's way too expensive for me for what I saw on film. Like I said, I like him, but I just don't think he's ever going to be an elite, has a chance of being an elite player.
I agree.
I think he's going to be a lot of people's wide receiver 4s. I think he could be that 107, 108
He's Matt's wide
pick.
receiver too, right?
And I don't see that. I'm with you.
I think he ended up being 8 for me because I have Pittman over him.
Yeah.
Overall. So.
Nick, you want to talk about your publication?
Sure. I have Jefferson 7.
Wow.
Ooh, even higher. Oh wait,
No,
Van Jefferson or Justin Jefferson?
sorry. Hold on. I may have this wrong. I have to check because I like write out stuff and I edit.
Yeah,
I think I have the Jeffersons. They're back to back. It might be 8 and 9 or 7 and 8. So Justin's just ahead of Van.
Cody asks, I'm sorry. Nick hates Antonio Gibson. Do either of you disagree with his take? I don't hate Antonio Gibson. I can see why people like him due to the big explosive plays that he produced, but it's just hard to gamble on a guy like that. And I don't think he's as great of an athlete as people are leading on. I think he's a little stiff, runs upright. There's just a lot of things that he's going to need to improve on, and we touched on him earlier in the episode too, so you can go back to the recording and watch that.
And let's also clarify, I don't hate any player. I don't like his value and where people have him. It's too big of a gamble of where people are taking him than I want me or the people that ask me, for rankings or help to take him.
Yeah.
The juice isn't worth the squeeze. So no, thanks for asking. But so The Graduates, it's on the Dynasty Nerd site right now. You can buy it there. It's 96 pages of blood, sweat, and probably more tears this year than I want to lead on to. I just like that picture. Isn't that a cool picture? What that is that's me and my guy. So this is 3 years ago. But pre-game, I always like to do quarterback tests, and we just went through and with whatever defense that was, we would drop their plays and they would go through who your read is in each play. So that's all it was. But anyway, so The Graduates, it's exactly what we're talking about, just my write-ups. So you can buy it tonight, and I think tomorrow is the last day. It's going to be for $15. It includes, I'll send out a update of the draft and any updated rankings and how I'll change that. But can you go down for me a little bit, Joe?
Yep.
So the Dev Report, which people know me for, that'll get released in the summer. But my next one I'm excited about is Dynasty Startup. I've already started that. So basically, you think of everything you need to get started for a Dynasty draft. That's what that's going to be. So literally what I do to get ready, things, just to think about and things to prepare, and during your draft, things that you need to be looking at and doing. And then you can buy all three of them for $30, which I think is probably the easiest decision to make. But so all that's going on. And then I'm launching a website soon, hopefully, nickwhalen.org. I can talk about, racing and stuff on there too, so which would be kind of fun.
And real quick, I want to say something about this. Nick really does put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy into doing all of these publications. And first of all, they're an amazing resource. Like, when you're going into your drafts, the amount of information, the amount of detail that he has around a lot of these players, like, so valuable. And if you're playing in any sort of Devy league, the Devy Report is an absolute must. I was late to the game on discovering it. And so I'm so excited. As soon as this came out, like, I bought it right away because I'm thrilled about it. But even more so than that, you see the time that Nick puts in here for the stuff that he does for Dynasty Nerds, the stuff that he does for 444. And at worst case scenario, support a guy that you like. Support a guy that is out here grinding, trying to do stuff for the community. I get it. Times are tough right now. But there's, me by myself, I could spend $30 at Taco Bell. That's probably a slight exaggeration, but not much. But so go out there, support somebody you like, support small business, support a guy that's out here trying to do something good for the community.
You've been doing this a long ass time too. Like, your lens that you see the game through is much, much different than a lot of these other people that are putting out publications on Twitter. I'll say it right now. Like, you can go out there. I'm not going to get into it. But Nick's a guy that I trust, obviously. So yeah, to piggyback on what Garrett said.
And I can speak to this too. So, I mean, Sean over here says it's too much money. So let me tell you why. To me, you don't have to watch film. I do it for you. I mean, each in terms of the Dev Report and graduates, I would say I average between 400 to 500 hours per publication. And so, I think if, think how much money you make in 1 hour at work, you know what I mean? You do 400 to 500 hours. And that's why I think it, $15, or if you get the package, $10 each, it kind of makes a lot of sense. So instead of going through and looking at each of the players' stats, the stats are in there, the combine stuff is in there, the film takes in there, the rankings in there. So that's kind of why that's that way. I mean, that's why I think I price it that way. I mean, I could price it for $5, but I think it's worth way more than $5.
Yeah, man. I think your price point's fine. Well, you guys have anything else you want to go over? I am ecstatic for tomorrow night. Are you guys doing anything special? Are you guys doing any Zoom calls with your friends?
Yeah, my buddies from my oldest Dynasty league, we all went to college together, and it's all still the same original guys from when we drafted 8 years ago or so.
That's sweet.
That's cool. It was. So the same guys, nothing's changed. We're all watching film together, or we're all watching the draft together. So that'll be pretty cool.
That's really cool. Yeah. I used to have a tradition where I would watch the draft with my dad. Because this is the thing that we've always been about. Like, when I was a kid, I watched taped NFL drafts on Saturdays, and my dad would tape them, like 89, 92, 94. Like, I just would rewatch them because I just love it. So we used to do that all the time, but we, obviously now times are different. So I'm going to be on the Fantasy Authority for just a half-hour thing. And then I think I'm actually, for the first time in a long time, I'm just going to enjoy the draft. I don't really get to do that a whole lot because there's always so much stuff I have to do. So
I was just going to say that because
I'm not going to mind that.
Weagle asked, why don't you guys have a live stream and talk about the picks tomorrow night? And that's something we actually really considered as a Dynasty Nerds team, is hosting some sort of live stream for the draft. But I mean, every single website and everyone is doing one, and we all just kind of decided, let's just kind of take a break these next few days, tweet about it and stuff like that, be active, but just enjoy. Yeah,
you can follow us on Twitter. All of our stuff, all of our takes and all that kind of stuff will be on there. And, we appreciate the support that you guys give. But this more than anything, I'll speak to this, is it's a little bit selfish on our part. Like, we put in a lot of time, energy, effort. This is kind of our reward and our payoff. We want to be able to sit back, grab a slice of pizza and enjoy it. So.
Hey, Jared, can you scroll down just one click? What is that jacket? That jacket looks fresh, man.
This one?
I haven't seen that. Yeah.
I know. I need to get one of these. It's embroidered.
Oh, dude, that looks. I mean, for me, I think about like running. Like I always have rain. Oh, gray. I have like running jackets all the time.
There you go.
Dude, that looks sweet.
Yeah, I wish we had a black one. We need to get some more stuff on here.
Yeah, that looks nice.
I got this dad hat on me right now.
There you go.
That's what I'm wearing.
Oh, crushing it. See, if they get snapback, you know what I mean? I rock snapback all day.
All right, man. Well, I think we should wrap it up here. It's been a good night. It's been fun. Glad we got to go through a few sleepers. Any closing remarks from you guys?
I got a couple things. One is I just want to thank people for popping on here.
Yeah.
That you guys make this more fun, than us just talking about prospects. So I appreciate that. After the draft, we're going to start doing some Devy guys, some college guys. Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields and ETN. We're gonna get all those guys. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's that. And then also just I know we're gonna have different rankings, and people are gonna like some guys and other guys or whatever. Just enjoy it. I mean, remember, we don't have a lot of sports going on. Just enjoy the draft, enjoy conversation. Don't get so heated up. And I mean, we basically have the Michael Jordan documentary in the draft for the next how long, you know what I mean? So just try it.
Good point.
Don't rush picks in your drafts either. People can take a day if they want. Who cares?
Yep. All right. Well, on that note, thank you guys again. Enjoy the draft. We'll catch you next Wednesday, and we'll start getting into the next step here. So, peace out.
See you guys.